tout à l'heure quand je suis entrée, je me suis rappelé comment je vous écoutais toujours faire l'amour quand j'étais petite. Ça me donnait le sentiment que vous vous aimiez et qu'on resterait toujours ensemble.
Mais qu'est-ce qu'il y a? Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Oh boy.
I really feel that this film should have been translated, the title at least, into "Hurry up and fucking die already." Jesus Christ!
Well,
I was sitting next to the Grim Reaper, and he set himself on fire after watching this damn movie. He's like, "I can't do this anymore."
That's the number one reason why I'm scared if I ever get to go to Cannes, that I will be just feel like the guy odd man out. I mean,
I know I would.
This won the Palme d'Or, the big award at Cannes
Sure.
this year. It's a Best Foreign Language Oscar nominee, quite possibly it's the Austrian entry, and a lot of people are saying it's going to win. It's been a lot of critics associations, Best Foreign Film. What the fuck is wrong with you people? This is one of the most boring films I've seen all year. Now, I admit that I went into it a little trepidatious because, I knew it was a story of a man nursing his wife as she's slowly dying.
Yeah, she has a stroke and she's deteriorating.
And having just come from a personal experience of doing that largely for my dad, I was like, I'm going to watch this, I'm going to get all emotionally upset, and I'm not ready for that. Well, there was not much emotion provoked by the watching of this film.
Thank God.
Maybe that would have been if this was more so than just a fly on the wall in a room where something was actually happening.
I'm glad to hear that.
I'm
glad to hear that from you. Because,
I'm so glad to hear that from you.
Because the thing is, I went to a screening of this, and you guys weren't there.
Right.
I showed up like a dumbass, along with two other guys, and we were sitting there throughout the whole movie just going, oh, fuck, when is this going to end already? And the guy right next to me, I looked at him, I'm like, dude, it sucks to be you, because he was old. And I was like, man, this stinks. And I mean, this movie, if you ever want to feel if you ever want to have the emotions, go through the emotions of watching someone just watching someone die, this is the movie to do it to. I mean, not to say that you're going to walk out going, oh, that was an experience. You're going to go walking out going, man, fuck life. Life sucks.
That's the thing I wonder, because for me watching this, I thought about a good friend Cyrus here. Mm-hmm. And I was worried about watching it because, it would be like a window into what he had to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, on one hand, it'll help me connect. And as I found myself drifting away and looking at other things, having to go, oh, sorry, let me go back and rewind this. I was like, man, I do not want to be insensitive to my friend here. Yeah. So to hear you say that you were bored by it, I'm like, woo!
Yeah.
Look, I wouldn't have wanted to go and watch me sitting and taking care of my dad for the 3 months until he died. I wouldn't want to watch me doing that. It wasn't a lot exciting going on.
Right.
It was just life. I mean, it was emotional and important to me because of everything, all the relationship I have with him. But and a lot of the stuff that happened in the movie are the same stuff you go through, going through those phases of frustration that he can't get around like he used to be able to, of embarrassment that he has to be helped with basic bodily functions. The things of getting to the point where he can't really talk, but he's still conscious.
Sure.
All those things, they're all here. And this is, it feels all very true, but at the same time, why would you want to watch it?
Yeah,
it is that how do you put that? Because there's something about watching a movie and you want it to be realistic. You want to be like, yeah, this is how it really is. But you also want a little hyper-realism, a little something to keep you going and make it not so much exciting, but to maybe show you some things you didn't think about. And I think the thing about this movie is that it doesn't really show me anything that I wouldn't expect. I mean, I guess for young people who have no connection with, oh yeah, people get old and debilitated, you have to help them. For them, it's probably like, oh man. Oh man! Yeah. But after a certain age, you go like, "Look, this is just how it's got to be."
Well, with a movie like this, you feel like you're a fly on the wall. You really feels like you flew into the wrong goddamn house, and you found some shit, but a different kind of shit. So where you're just sitting there going, "Oh my god, what is this guy gonna do?" And my problem with is they don't give you enough story, they don't give you enough real background of these people, other than you could tell within 5 minutes that sure they love each other. They're really old, and they're still together,
right?
And so that says a lot already. But there's so many scenes where there's just no dialogue. There's nothing being said. You're just seeing the reactions of this guy literally taking care of his wife, having her in an isolated room, and just having to deal with her decomposing mind. And later her body. And seeing that is torturous.
Well, yeah, I mean, the movie even starts on a sense of you're like, oh, how's it going to come back to this? This is interesting, where it's a bunch of firemen having a breakdown a door of this apartment in Paris, where they find the corpse of this woman lying on a bed, obviously been dead for a while, but all composed and everything. And you're like, wow, what the fuck? So then we flash back to well beforehand with, her Anne, who's married to a guy, George. And they're both retired music teachers. They're both in their 80s. They eat breakfast, and all of a sudden she goes into a catatonic trance. Like, what the fuck is that? Well, we already know that she's, sick or whatever, and so from there we're just watching this whole thing play out. She gets ill and more ill and more ill. Now, I gotta tell you, and just in the context of, what I went through, there's a part at the very end that I felt was kind of like, I don't know, it was almost like a cop-out to the reality of this.
Sure.
Because I'm sorry, that hardly ever happens, and for very good reason. Even though I guarantee you, there's a point that's what everybody wishes they could just do.
I don't want to spoil what happens,
the person in question who is dying, and the people around them who love them. You wish you could just do that, but it doesn't happen very often. And I feel like the movie never deals with the comeuppance of it or anything. And it's it felt like the last cheap stunt to a movie that was really dull anyway, but was like, well, look, something happened. I was like, oh man!
It seemed like they've just kind of pulled that out of their ass because maybe they stalled the movie and they're like, something crazy has to happen, and we'll just easily throw this in there. But I mean, I thought if they wanted to do anything with this story, they should have focused on the daughter. Because there's a part in this movie where the daughter comes into play and she visits every once in a while, and you see the dynamic between her and her father, especially with the realization that her father is dealing with this on his own, and he has a daughter that she comes to visit, but she's always bothering the father with have you done this for her? Have you done this? And he's like, look, bitch, have you been here at all? I mean, I'm dealing with this, not you. So don't come in here trying to tell me how I should handle this situation. And I was like, there's a good story right there.
You're absolutely right. That was my favorite scene. If there was anything that had life, it was that, because that's a real life scene, and it brings drama to it,
and that's true as well.
You
have to deal with that multiple times.
With relatives who come in out of nowhere.
You're like, shut the fuck up! You don't know what's been going on.
I also like that he wasn't so much in her face shut the fuck up. He was just very rational. He's like, look, you're not here. You don't want to do it. It's almost like he's like, yeah, I get you don't want to do it. I'm her husband. I'm going to do this. It's fine. But it's also the signaling of him deteriorating along with the wife as he's trying to take care of her.
But there's a point in the movie where you see that build up.
Yeah,
and I like that.
And I thought from there, okay, now we're cooking. Okay,
but
nope.
Just that subplot became another dying person in a room that somebody just forgot about, and it's unfortunate. With this movie, because I mean, it was grueling. It was one of those movies where I wish, Cyrus, I had your Leon. I wish I had your goddamn illuminating watch to check the time. So I was like, okay, this movie's already gone past the 3-hour mark. Time to get the fuck out of here before I end up in a goddamn nursing home.
I don't even think it's that long.
If you know what, it's not that long, but it feels like it so much.
It's over 2 hours, but just
is it really?
Yeah, 127 minutes.
Oh wow.
So, but I was so bored at points. I was making up songs in my head. I'm like, love, really morbid and lame. I'm so bored. You'll be bored too.
Wow. There was one other thing. There's a scene where he has to give her a shower, and you see her naked for just an instant. And I thought, for an 80-year-old woman, she's got nice tits.
Oh, you know what?
I thought
did you?
I'm glad somebody said it. I would have totally forgotten if you'd not been in bed the whole time dying. But yeah, that shower scene. Oh man! But another thing.
Man, don't let Corey see this.
Oh God, no! Oh my God!
It's nice to know they don't all look like tennis balls in a sweat sock.
Yeah.
So some of those ladies. They hold
my
up.
God. But yeah, that shower scene was something else. I won't say it's up there with Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
No.
Yeah, Phoebe Case,
Corey like Judge Reinhold in the bathroom.
Yeah, jerking off.
masturbating.
That was Leon, apparently masturbating in the movie theater bathroom. But I mean, another aspect that they could have done was the abusive house. The person who was taking care of her, the hospice chick.
Yeah.
Where I was like, okay, that's something that another story element that they could have thrown in there for the hell of it.
The thing is, it's kind of a slice of life here of like this experience, and everything in it, like I said, except for the thing at the very end, which it like should have just been a fantasy and not like the way it played out. Like everything is really true, including that. We had to deal with something like that too. Just a really useless hospice chick who was like, "What the fuck?" I mean, who like screwed up his morphine flow so that he was hallucinating.
Jesus.
I know. It was like just incompetence. And so there's like I said, almost everything in here really is real. But at the same time, I'm like, it's just not interesting, really. No. I mean, unless you've been through it, you're just like. This the point of cinema is to tell you a story to some extent. Yes. I just didn't feel like I was being told a story. That's all.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's without a story. It's like it's there to shock people who don't know.
Yeah,
and if you don't know, well. You will.
You will. Well, assuming you're not like the daughter. Just like, fuck that.
It was funny when we walked out of that screening, because it was like right before when the holidays were about to start. So I just wrote down on that card that they gave you, best holiday movie ever. A movie for the entire family. Take them and a goddamn gun.
Outside of the old lady boobs, the only thing that really entertained me in this movie was there was a point where the woman starts playing the piano, and for some reason my cat looked up and went, "What the fuck is that?" Until the piano stopped playing, and then he immediately went back to sleep. I was like, apparently piano is a trigger for the cat. You're just running around the house like a madman once I put quartet in.
Never show him piano cat on the internet.
Exactly. Catch him at my keyboard going, dun, 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 dun. No, that's chopsticks. Don't play that. Everyone hates it. Anyway, like, despite the fact that I think this is a movie, a lot of people have been asking me if I saw this for obvious reasons. And I wish I could be one of those highfalutin critics who's like, it's a masterpiece, certainly a work of the human heart and expressions of whatever. This is like, it's dull. It doesn't come to a point that I cared for at all. It's just nothing happens. I don't know what to tell you. This is not interesting. Yeah, it's a real picture of what it's like, generally speaking, but you don't need to see that. Fucking save that shit for your own life when it goes. You're not gonna. It's not gonna help you to watch this ahead of time. So just skip it. I thought this is personally like a some old bullshit. I really didn't care for anything about it except for the old lady boobs.
Wow, you've really thrown me off here. I would say to people right off the bat, don't be fooled by subtitles. Just because something is foreign, that doesn't give it a loftier, a pedigree than anything else. They can make dull movies too, or movies that are weird for weird's sake and don't make any goddamn sense.
The problem with this though is there's more subtitles than there is actual dialogue. That's like, hey, you can't do that.
I didn't care for it for pretty much all the reasons Cyrus said, but I would have felt bad saying that had he not said the same thing. I just felt like, man, I'm just a unfeeling dick. But
yeah, you are.
When it but
that's why I like you.
Now I have the Cyrus stamp of approval. For me, it's still a low rental. Certain things about it make me go like, it's not some old bullshit. I only think of it as some old bullshit when I think about all the critics who are, licking its ass.
It makes you want to hate it more because
it does.
List of like people who either won or nominated for like best of. You're like, seriously?
Yeah. Did you guys not see anything else that came out?
Like it's that point. Like if you're only watching a certain kind of film, your vote doesn't count.
Right. Right. And so when I reject like what these guys are almost putting in my head, I go like, look. It's a rental. It's a low rental, but not quite some old bullshit because I do see the effort that went into it and what they were trying to do. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, it was close to a Meeks cutoff for me, where you walk out of that theater and everyone, you like you said, I think you were there, Cyrus.
Yeah, you and I were the ones.
Yeah, you and I.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
this emperor has no clothes.
Yeah, exactly. And I wish he'd stop running around and swinging his dick in my face because I'm getting tired of everyone telling me that they love it. I know. And this is one of those movies where man, it is.
You felt teabagged by it.
I did. did feel teabag. I would beg for a teabag after watching this movie because at least I get something out of it, But this, not at all. I mean, it drags, and sure, I mean, I was on the verge of getting a rental because sure, the actors in this movie they're acting, but then again, like you said, Leon, there's subtitles, so I don't know if that is distracting me. Like maybe these guys really suck. It's just like my stupid American, Mexican, Japanese brain cannot compute. but I mean, man, yeah, it is Dolesville, and like I said, Cyrus, I mean, I felt like when I was watching this movie, I was like, if you were to walk in the bathroom with me holding this movie, I'd be like, Cyrus, you don't want none of this. you don't want none of this. Just turn around.
The difference is, like, unlike John C. Reilly, I would be like, okay.
No, but I'm giving this some old bullshit too.
Well deserved some old bullshit.
Yeah, fuck this. Yeah.
Fucking old people. What is it?
I know, man.
It's like, if you want to die, just go ahead and do it. No one's stopping you.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna, like, they're in the top floor apartment buildings. Like, can't they just shove that woman down one of those laundry chutes?
Yeah, I know.
Down to the incinerator.
Yeah, if you want a quicker death, watch this movie.
Tu ne vas quand même pas malmener ton image sur tes vieux jours.
Je m'en garderai bien. Mais c'est quoi mon image?
Tu es un monstre parfois.
Non mais Guillaume, qu'est-ce qu'il y a? T'es devenu fou?
Assieds-toi.
Non mais je veux pas m'asseoir. Qu'est-ce qui se passe ici?